Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I hope everybody's doing well today. Summer is winding down here in Maine and most other places. Before you know it, we'll be raking leaves and wearing sweaters. So let's enjoy this warm weather while we got it. Today's video is going to be 10 country artists you should have in your collection. It's either going to be either specific albums or certain artists that you have to have in your collection, or you should have in your collection if you want to have a complete country western or country collection. I'm not doing bluegrass. I'm not doing country swing, western swing. I'm not doing it. I'm just doing country music. So start off, one guy who seems to be lost in the conversation. Never known it. No one ever really seems to mention him when they talk country music, but he certainly was the guy who set the standard for early country music, and that, of course, is Jimmie Rodgers, the singing brakeman, and this is his album, My Rough and Rowdy Ways, which, if you are familiar with the new Bob Dylan album, that's the same name he used for his most current album, My Rough and Rowdy Ways. Jimmie Rodgers really created the country western star, as it was. He really created so much on country western music. This is a great album. Jimmie Rodgers' last Blue Yodel, My Rough and Rowdy Ways, Southern Cannonball, In the Jailhouse Now, Peach Picking Time in Georgia, Mule Skinner Blues, just fantastic. The great Jimmie Rodgers, the singing brakeman. Gotta have some Jimmie Rodgers in your collection. My Rough and Rowdy Ways. Number two. The next guy who really defined what a country star is, of course, is Hank Williams. This is a great compilation. Unfortunately, it has been electronically recorded to simulate stereo, which sort of is a drag, but has everything he ever did, or most important things he ever did. 24 songs of Hank Williams, everything from Your Cheatin' Heart, Honky Tonk Blues, Cold Cold Heart, Honky Tonkin', Mind Your Own Business, Hey Good Lookin', Jambalaya, Take These Chains From My Heart, Half As Much, etc., etc. No collection is complete without the 24 greatest hits of Hank Williams. Next, of course, is one of the greats. He has a lot of albums out. This, I think, is his penultimate album, and that's Johnny Cash, and this is at Folsom Prison. Just amazing record. There are a number of great Johnny Cash albums, of course, but this one I think stands up head and shoulders above almost everything he did. Folsom Prison Blues, Dark as the Dungeon, Cocaine Blues, Orange Blossom Special, Long Black Veil, Send a Picture of Mother, The Wall, just fantastic. Johnny Cash recorded at Folsom Prison. Number 3 on my list of country artists you should have in your collection. Number 4 is my favorite female vocalist certainly of country, and certainly my top 5 female vocalists of all times, and that's Patsy Klein. You can just hear the heartache in her voice every time she sings. Just fantastic. This is the double album, the Patsy Klein story. Again, has everything you need. Walking After Midnight, South of the Border, Back in Baby's Arms, Crazy, Your Cheatin' Heart, San Antonio Rose, I Fall to Pieces, etc. Just amazing. Gone way too soon, obviously. But the great Patsy Klein. And maybe not this particular album, but you certainly need Patsy Klein in your collection. Then we move up to a little more modern day, but not a lot more, since he wrote one of her songs that became the biggest hit. And that's, of course, is Willie Nelson. And this album, The Red-Headed Stranger, really set the stage for the outlaw country. And Willie Nelson, the story I heard is that he sent the tapes in to the record company, and they thought it was just a preliminary tapes to show them what he wanted to do. And they said, well, come in, we'll re-record it the way we should be done. And he said, no, this is how it is going to be. This is the album. And Red-Headed Stranger, fantastic album. Willie Nelson. Next album really got into the heart of country outlaw country after, I think it came out after Red-Headed Stranger, but I can't say for sure. And that's Honky Tonk Heroes by Wayland Jennings. Amazing record. Honky Tonk Heroes, Only Five and Dimers Like Me, Low Down Freedom, Omaha, Ride Me Easy, Ain't No God in Mexico, Black Rose, We Had It All. What a great, great, great freaking album. So, hard to find this one. I want to thank Brian from Shamrock Records. He found it and he let me keep it. I was really pleased with that because I've been looking for it for a while. Wayland Jennings, Honky Tonk Heroes. And what list of country stars would be complete without the possum, George Jones, George No-Show Jones. This is Singing the Blues. Maybe not his greatest album, but what a voice. And when he ever found time to perform when he wasn't drinking too much. But yeah, George Jones, a lot of great albums. I just happen to have this one in my collection. George Jones Sings the Blues. Gotta have George Jones. Next we have another female singer. I was lucky enough to see her 1974, I want to say, in West Virginia at a bluegrass festival. And she was starting out then, and she was something else. That's Dolly Parton. And this is the best of Dolly Parton. There's Dolly in all her glory. And this has lots of Jolene, Traveling Man, Touch Your Woman, I'll Always Love You, Coat of Many Colors, My Tennessee Mountain Home. Just fantastic. A great, great artist and a great person. What a wonderful person Dolly is. Dolly Parton. Excuse me, I gotta have a little water here. Okay. Next, this is a guy, I just love his sound, and he created the Bakersfield sound, and that would be Buck Owens and the Buckaroos. This is one of the best of Buck Owens. There are a number of best of albums. Excuse me. This is great. It has Act Naturally, Nobody's Fool But Yours, Kicking Our Hearts Around, I Can't Stop Loving You, Love's Gonna Leave Me Here, etc. Fantastic. Buck Owens, the man who created the Bakersfield sound. And last but not least, another country woman singer who, the star, Loretta Lynn. And this is her great album, Don't Come Home A-Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind. Gotta love that. Tomorrow Never No comes. There Goes My Everything. Let's see. Saint to a Sinner. That's great. The Devil Gets His Due. I'm Living in Two Worlds, etc. The great, great Loretta Lynn. So that's number 10. That's sort of, I think that captures pretty good what country music should be. Now I got some honorable mentions that a couple more I couldn't leave out. Didn't quite make the top 10, but great artists in their own. The first one I'll probably get some slack for because most people consider him a folk artist, though I think he certainly is a country artist and singer-songwriter, the great Woody Guthrie. What can I say? This legendary Woody Guthrie does everything: Worried Man Blues, More Pretty Girls Than One, Lonesome Day, Pretty Boy Floyd, Hard Ain't It Hard. This may not be the one you want, but you certainly need a Woody Guthrie album in your collection, and I would put him in with country as well as folk, but definitely Woody Guthrie. Next one who I really love, again, didn't quite make the top 10, is the Great Tex Ritter. This is a Tex Ritter, My Kind of Songs, 2 LP set on Pickwick, which is the lower level of their thing, but great to have it. Tennessee Blues, There's No One to Cry Over Me, The San Antonio Story, Let Me Go Devil, just on and on, just a San Antonio Rose. What a great voice, what a great singer. Tex Ritter. Another one who I enjoy a lot, and everybody seems to love this guy, and I do too, is Roger Miller. And again, golden hits, King of the Road, Dang Me, You Can't Roller Skate in a Buffalo Herd, Chug-a-Lug, etc. The great Roger Miller, great songwriter, a lot of fun. One that most people sort of dismiss because of his later work, I'm really hooked on his early work, and it's the great Johnny Paycheck. And this is his album Jukebox Charlie on the Little Darlin' label, and his early stuff before his big hit, Take This Job and Shove It. Just fantastic stuff on here. Jukebox Charlie, You Can Hear a Teardrop, The Meanest Jukebox in Town, Apartment Number 9, Then Love Dies. Just tear your heart out stuff. The great Johnny Paycheck. And you can't mention Dolly Parton without mentioning her mentor, the person that she first came along with and sang with as duets, was the great Porter Wagner. I love this album, a superb collection of Porter Wagner. The Carroll County Incident, of course, Cold Hard Facts of Life, Men with Broken Hearts, Banks of the Ohio, When You're Hot, You're Hot. Fantastic, just so great. I wish I'd spent more time watching Hee Haw when he was on there and stuff when I was younger. And last but not least, an honorable mention, didn't quite make the top 10, but again, one of my favorite female singers, and that's the great Wanda Jackson. And this is her album, Love and Country Style. Another great, great album by Wanda. Nobody's Darling But Mine, I'd Rather Have a Broken Heart, Tears at the Grand Ole Opry, etc., etc. Great, great Wanda Jackson. So there you go. That's the 10 country artists you should have in your collection and a number of honorable mentions. If anybody has other artists they want to show, please go right ahead. I probably could have listed another 10. Maybe I'll do one on the bluegrass soon. But that's the basic classic country, as they call it. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Hit the like button. I would appreciate it. And until next time, peace.